Good morning, gorgeous people. So my name is Sharon Bridget Doyle, and I am here to talk about the third chakra, the power chakra, the emotional seat of the body. And it's something that is a real passion of mine. I see emotions in a very different way. I see them as fuel for the body, each emotion being something that will help you on your journey. Like any journey, it's important to check your mirrors, make sure your fuel tank is full, and to kind of have a bit of an idea where you're going, but to trust that you have the skill to get you there. And emotions are the fuel for that. Every single emotion is neither good nor bad. No one more, well, there is some that are more effective than others, depending on what you're after. But the emotions pretty much are the first key for learning to be psychic, learning to be intuitive, learning to plot your course. For example, when you feel really good, it's a fairly good sign that you are paying attention to something that feels really good, that you're seeing something in a way that the entire universe sees it. When you're filled with appreciation, when you're drunk in love, when you are excited, that feeling of anticipatory glee as you're about to begin something, pretty much you're at your most effective. And for me, that's what power is. Another word for power is effective. When you can walk into any situation and come out with 20 new friends, a packed lunch and somewhere to stay, you are at your most effective in that moment. And we don't have to go anywhere for that. It's inside all of us, but we can leverage being what we need. So when we look at our world, I look at the world as a bit of a game. When we look at our world, the people who are at their most effective always have those feel-good emotions. So again, looking at love and appreciation, if you watch someone who cooks with love, people love to eat their food. There's something about it. People call it soul food. They'll cook up round the block to be able to just get a little taste of this. People who garden with love. People who parent with love, write with love, make art with love. Typically, they're the ones that people go after because you can almost feel it. There's like an inside soul knowing of, ooh, that, I want that. In our history, people who have been really, really effective at life, who did things that no one else was able to do, chose again those effective emotions. If we look at Gandhi, he transformed India, got rid of British rule, and he did it by being the change he wished to see. He did it through non-violence, which was not just violence physically, but non-violence of word, non-violence of deed. And he transformed India for that reason. Martin Luther King Jr. chose that same tact. And if you look at Martin Luther King Jr., he was so effective. Back in the day when there was no Google, there was just word of mouth, he had 50,000 people all over America turn up to listen to him at that sermon where he gave the speech, I Had a Dream. 50,000, no Google, yeah? Just using the power of love and being at the most effective. Maya Angelou, another great goddess who gave us the same thing. Feeling good, moving from a life of complete difficulty. She chose not to point at what was wrong, but instead to move forward because it made her more effective. And at the end of her days, she left a legacy of uplifting the world, being an amazing poet, actress, producer. She got the Nobel Peace Prize, and her beginnings were heavy. But she chose that path. And if you look at people who are very effective in the world, they do that. Single focus, moving ahead at their most effective, which is what power is. So they can't all be wrong, you know? It's kind of worth a wee try. And if you look at different words in the world, like the word enlightenment, everybody's after being enlightened, you know? For me, anytime you feel good, you're already enlightened. Anytime that you're not present with a story, you're enlightened, you're right there. And the word enlightened just means to lighten up. Funny that, right? Kind of the secret's in the word. So if your life is fairly lighthearted, or you can find something to appreciate about what's going on in your life and milk that, really verbally milk that, then you're choosing to be effective in that area. And in fact, and I love this statement, ooh, so juicy and true. How we do anything is how we do everything. Just really think about that. The areas of your life that are really successful, you already live that way. You enjoy them pretty much. You don't have too much of a story. That's where they're a success. And the areas that glitch you out, that aren't really that much fun, you will have big story about them. Yeah. So let's see if you can lighten it up in some way. If you're not going to leave your job today, find something to love about it. If you're not going to walk away from your lover today, find something to love about it. You're in charge. You get to have free will, you know? And if we have lots of heavy emotions, and again, looking at them as a fuel, each emotion tells you how clear you are about your story. It's kind of like a yes or a no. When you are thinking a thought that feels really pleasant, or feels really good, it means that you're in line with truth about that thought. When you are thinking a thought that feels unpleasant, it's your inner psychic warning you, saying, oh, you're not going to enjoy this when it shows up. Ooh, no, not that. It is worth studying this because it's the reason why so many people seem to succeed and others seem to fail. You know, good people are not rewarded and bad people are not punished. We just get where we place our focus. So one of the best sources of this work is Abraham Hicks, Esther and Jerry Hicks, and I highly suggest you find them. They have a book, Ask and It Is Given, and they also have 3 kids' books, Sarah Book 1, Sarah Book 2, Sarah Book 3, which is marketed at 11-year-olds. But all my manifestors read those books. CEOs, doctors, mothers, fathers, everybody will read those first because you can't read those Sarah books and remain the same. You know, your soul recognizes truth. It hears it and says, oh, I knew that. I just didn't know I knew that. So Esther and Jerry Hicks, very, very worth looking out for. And their thing is, if you think a thought for longer than 17 seconds, you bring it into your physical reality. And if you keep that up, you'll just keep attracting more with more speed and more momentum. Nothing is right, nothing is real. You're just ordering from the buffet with your focus, you know. After 1 minute and 10 seconds, you bring it into your physical reality based on the emotion that you feel. But you don't even always get the words, you get what you mean. So if you're desperate for cash and you're walking around going, I have money, but you're terrified, the universe can only read what is real. And what is real is terror. So you kind of bring a whole bunch of that in. So you want to be able to play with going vague, playing with things like stroking your cat, loving your flowers in your garden, loving your avocado tree, which I've got sitting right over there. You want to go to vague things that are not too heavy. You want to build up that knowing, that efficiency in areas that are already effective, and then the areas that make you wobble, like say money or love or whatever your thing is, go into it and lighten up just a little bit, you know, and then go back to the vague stuff. And a lot of great people have touched on this in life. Aristotle is one of my favorites. And Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, therefore, is a habit and not an act. And knowing that we have a shower every day and we clean our teeth every day, feeling good every day is kind of worth it. I make sure as I go to bed at night, I'm in that celebratory place, just celebrating my bed and the fact that I've got a roof over my head and any giggly stuff that I had that day or anything that pleases me for tomorrow. And as I wake up, I begin my wake up with that too. I like, oh, another day with me, another day where I get to play. Wow, you know? And then I keep that up while I have my shower and my breakfast in my head because it's worth it to me. If excellence is a habit, and I love what I do and I like to play in life and I like to just have fun, then I keep that going throughout the day. It's just very simple. So you can have food poisoning and you can have thought poisoning, but your emotions, it's not about getting to power. You already are the power of the entire universe. You already are that. You just got to breathe into that space. And it's worth knowing that. It's worth knowing that. It's just, when you are feeling good, you are as effective as any other person who changed the world from that place, yeah? So I don't know whether to add anything more to it or let it end here at 10 minutes, but I enjoyed spending time with you. I hope you visit Lightening Up Your Life. Everything that you hate right now, you once loved. Everything that you're choosing gives you a little something, something. You are God, Goddess. You are whatever you want to be, you know? You are the highest energy this world has ever seen. And when you feel good, damn, the whole world is behind you until you unplug and find a story to be right about. Okay, so my name is Sharon Bridget Doyle. I hope to see you on some of the Google Hangouts in this wonderful equinox adventure that we're having. If you press on my link to my website for Sharon Bridget Doyle, you won't get anywhere because I'm currently revamping it. And I have a book coming out over the next 6 weeks called The Life of High, which has a lot of these concepts for how to play the hell out of this world and just take it in both hands and give it a big French kiss and have fun with it. And so that will be coming out. So I apologize that you won't be able to get to my website, but I'm sure I'll be on this equinox thing again at some point, or you can find me on energyandlight@yahoo.com. That is energyandlight@yahoo.com, all words. And if you want to reach out to me there, you can. I am already in love with you. I hope you are having the juiciest, most spectacular day. Mwah! Bye for now.